Yo, what's up everyone? Today I'm kind of doing something different. Today I'm going to be looking at some of my favorite horror movies. This isn't like a ranking list or anything. I just wanted to share one of my favorite horror movies or movies that I think are really scary with you guys. So yeah, I will show some of the scenes from these movies. So yeah, this is a spoiler warning. And without further ado, let's start. Okay, so the first one on this list is Texas Chainsaw Massacre, released in 1974. I would say this was a movie that really scared me when I first watched it, and this I would say is like a true definition of a horror movie. Like the setting feels so realistic and how it's filmed with documentary style. It feels like a fever dream or a nightmare if you could say. This movie doesn't have that much gore or blood, but still when it released it caused controversy because it's just terrifying. I would say this scene right here was just so eerie because it's not even expected, but it just comes out of nowhere. I don't know, just take a look.
Hello?
Like, do you get what I mean? It's just so quiet, no music, no dramatic effects, that I think it makes it really scary. It's about a deserted area in the middle of nowhere. We can't trust anyone here, and yeah, that just adds to the creepiness of it. Alright, the next one on the list is Krampus. Krampus released in 2015. This is a Christmas horror movie, and I think it's really good one because there's a lot of shitty Christmas horror movies. Anyways, so this movie is about a family who really don't get along with each other. If I could give an example, I would say the family from Home Alone. This kid over here just starts to hate everyone like Kevin and rips apart a letter he wrote to Santa because his Christmas spirit is broken. Then a curse occurs where a crazy blizzard just comes and the electricity is gone and everyone is basically stuck with each other. The whole setting feels like relatable and I don't know, cozy I guess, because a lot of times where I live, the same thing has happened in winters. One time, I think this was like 2 years ago, the power was gone for about 5 days and it was really scary and felt abandoned. That's why I included this one on the list, just because how real it felt. Anyway, the movie mainly focuses on a lot of these scary creatures like the gingerbread men, and in the end, Krampus appears, who looks terrifying. On to the next one. This is Emesis Blue, and this released last year. Now, this I would say is one of the best recent horror films I've seen. I might be a little biased because I am kind of a Team Fortress 2 fan, but to be honest, you really don't need to know much about the game to understand this movie. It's made on the Source filmmaker, which is like a really outdated way to make an animated film, but yeah, it works great. It gives us this really creepy setting that these old Source games had, and the music and sound effects are also creepy as well. It doesn't need any jump scares to be scary, and there's the scene in this movie that is really disturbing, and like in some scenes you really feel for the characters. I highly recommend checking it out. Like, it's available on YouTube for free. Alright, next one, Shaun of the Dead, released in 2004. This really isn't a scary movie in my opinion, but it has a lot of horror elements. It's more of a parody of those classic zombie movies, but with a comedic effect. This wouldn't be on the list if you first look at it, but it's just so different from a lot of movies, mainly because how it's shot and edited. The dialogue is also hilarious with a lot of jokes that you have to focus on. And I would say this is definitely one of the best zombie movies ever made. So this was a part of a Cornetto trilogy with 2 more movies like Hot Fuzz and The World's End. These movies aren't horror, so I just thought I would mention that because kind of related. Anyways, really good movie, and the ending is definitely one of the most realistic things that would happen if an actual zombie apocalypse was to occur. Yeah, check it out. Okay, the last one on the list, for now I guess, is The Visit, also released in 2015. I'm gonna say that if you haven't watched this movie, I highly recommend going in blind. It's really scary, and the twist is mind-blowing if you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's about 2 siblings who go visit their grandparents, who their mother hasn't talked to in years, and the grandparents act so weird and strange, and the siblings film all that because the sister basically wants to be a filmmaker. So this is a found footage type of film, and we don't know what's going on with these grandparents. Are they mentally ill or just old? But yeah, the movie has some flaws, the dialogue is really not that great, but still, it's a really charming film, and I remember being scared when I first watched it. So yeah, check it out. So yeah, I guess that's about it for this video. This is just like a short thing I did. I want to like share. I'm gonna make one with my favorite comedies, I guess, next, and then I'll make my favorite movies list. So if you're interested in that, like, check it out. I haven't uploaded it yet, so yeah, subscribe, and yeah, like, comment something, and I'll see you in the next one, I think. Goodbye.